Good morning, everybody. This is Dr. Sharna Maunti, Assistant Professor in Mathematics, Government First Grade College, Jewari. The one of the most important terms in Fourier series is the function of even and odd. This section can make our lives a lot easier because it reduces the work required. In some of the problems that we encounter, the Fourier coefficients a0, an or bn becomes 0 after integration. Finding zero coefficients in such problems is time consuming, can be avoided. With knowledge of even and odd functions, a zero coefficient may be predicted without performing the integration. How the predictable of the performance of the integration takes place in the even and odd function, that we will see here. For single valued function, the interval can be divided or split in terms of 0 to L and L to 2L. At that condition, the function f of 2L minus x is equal to f of x. Then we can say that it is a even. F of 2L minus x is equal to minus f of x. Then we can say that it is a odd function. The splitting of the function if f of x is equal to psi x for the interval 0 less than x less than L, psi of x for the interval 0 less than x less than 2L. Then f of x is even if, as earlier I said, that psi of 2 f of 2L minus x is equal to psi of x, and f of x is odd if psi of 2L minus x is equal to minus psi of x. Some examples for the even and odd, they are f of x is equal to pi minus 6 in the interval 0 to 2L or 0 to 2 pi, where L is equal to pi, so that means f of 2L minus x is equal to f of 2 pi minus x is equal to pi minus of x value is 2 pi minus x, so that means minus of pi plus x is equal to minus of pi minus x. So that means we can after taking the minus sign outside, then we will get it is minus of the bracket pi minus x, and that is equal to minus f of x. Thus by saying this, we can say that f of x is equal to pi minus x is an odd function. In the case of f of x is equal to x into 2 minus x in the interval 0 to 2, where L is equal to 1, that is it is an example for the interval 0 to 2L. F of 2L minus x is equal to f of 2 minus x is equal to 2 minus x into bracket 2 minus of 2 minus x. After rearranging these terms, we will get it is x into bracket 2 minus x, that is equal to f of x. Thus f of x is equal to x bracket 2 minus x is an odd function. The splitting of the interval 0 to 2 pi, f of x equal to x 0 less than x less than pi, pi minus x is x less than x less than 2 pi, where phi of x is equal to x in the interval 0 to pi, psi of 2 pi minus x is in the pi minus x. Here the some more examples related to the same, And the properties of the definite integral, it is we can say that the nature of the product of the function, how the nature of the function, it is we can say that the function f of x is said to be even in the product. When means when we multiply the two even function is equal to even, and two odd function is also equal to even. If in case of the function is one is odd and one is even, then we can say that it is a odd function. The property of a definite integral, it has two kinds. That is first property, it is 0 to 2l f of x is equal to, if the function is odd, then we say that the integral value of 0 to 2l f of x equal to 0. If the function is even, then we can say that the integral of 0 to 2l f of x is equal to 2 times of the integral 0 to l f of x dx. The second property of the definite integral is product of two even function and that of the two odd function is even, whereas the product of one even and one is odd function is always odd. The Fourier series formula of an even function in the interval 0 to 2l, we will see the Fourier coefficient terms in terms of the interval 0 to 2l when the function is odd and even. So that means if we can see that if the function is even in the interval 0 to 2l, then what are the Fourier coefficient of the series, and the nature or formula we have to take clear of the picture. In case of the function f of x is even, then a0 is equal to 1 divided by l 0 to 2l f of x dx is equal to 2 times of 1 divided by l 0 to l f of x dx, because we know that the function is even. In case of an, 1 divided by l 0 to 2l f of x cos n pi x divided by l dx. Here we know that the given value f of x is even, and also we know that the cos is also even. By nature we know that the cos is even. So that means the an value we can write it as 2 times of 1 divided by l 0 to l f of x cos pi x divided by l into dx. In case of the coefficient term bn, 1 divided by l 0 to 2l f of x sin n pi x divided by l into dx. See here, f of x is even, they are given, but we know that the nature of the sign is odd. If it is odd, the function product is even. So product of even and odd, it is odd. So that means the bn value is 0, because we know that the property of the even and odd function. So that means bn value is 0. In seeing all the terms of the Fourier coefficient, the Fourier series is f of x is equal to a0 divided by 2 plus summation n is equal to 1 to infinity an cos n pi x divided by l. In case of second, here the f of x is odd. If the function is odd, then what is the Fourier series and what are the Fourier coefficient terms? E0 is equal to 1 divided by L 0 to 2L f of x dx, and this is equal to 0 because the function is odd. An is equal to 1 divided by L integral 0 to 2L f of x cos n pi x divided by L. And here we have to see the function f of x is odd and the cos value is even, and the nature is what? The product of even and odd function. The even and odd function means directly we can say that it is equal to 0 by the property of the even and odd function. As come for the Bn value, 1 divided by L, 0 to 2L, f of x sin n pi x divided by L into dx. See here, the function is odd and we know that the sign is also odd. So that means the term of Bn is product of two odd function. If it is a product of two odd function, then the property of the odd function, we can say that it is 2 times of the function. So that is Bn is equal to 2 divided by L, the integral 0 to L f of x sin n pi x divided by L into dx. And the Fourier series converted as f of x is equal to summation n is equal to 1 to infinity Bn sin n pi x divided by L. And here the table which shows the even and odd functions of the interval 0 to 2L, and what are the nature of the quotient terms, and what are the terms that depends present in the series of the Fourier. And these are the some references that I used to make the PPT.